echo in the hallway is the loudest thing I hear since the smoke has finally settled and the atmosphere's clear. I'm looking at the spaces where your pictures used to hang, tracing over scars from every bitter word you sang. It's funny how the oxygen feels easier to breathe when you finally stop the shaking and you roll up every sleeve. The storm has passed the border, the rain has turned to dust. I'm cleaning off the silver from the layers of the rust. After the love was gone, I found the quiet in the room. I watched the garden wither just so something else could bloom. I thought the world would shatter, I thought the sun would set, but I'm finding parts of me that I haven't even met. It's a strange kind of freedom, walking through the dawn, finding out who's left after the love was gone. I don't check the notifications or the static on the phone. I've learned to be a master of the kingdom of my own. The weed was just a shadow that was blocking out the view, and I'm healing from the damage of trying to be you. I'm drinking from the fountain of a brand new kind of peace, watching all the tension find a permanent release. It wasn't an explosion, it wasn't a grand goodbye. It was just the moment that I looked myself straight in the eye and realized that the ending wasn't something I should fear, because the girl I used to be is finally standing here. After the love was gone, I found the quiet in the room. I watched the garden wither just so something else could bloom. I thought the world would shatter, I thought the sun would set, but I'm finding parts of me that I haven't even met. It's a strange kind of freedom, walking through the dawn, finding out who's left after the love was gone. I'm still standing, I'm still here. The sky is looking different now, the fog has started to clear. After the love was gone. I've got a house full of people, a phone full of names, but the view from the inside is never the same. I'm wearing a smile like a mask at a ball, while I'm leaning for strength on a thin paper wall. There's a hum in the kitchen, a buzz in the street, but a desert is growing beneath my own feet. It's a crowded room, but I'm miles away in a language of silence. I've learned how to pray, 'cause it's so loud out there, but it's quiet in here. I'm the only one dancing with all of my fear. You can hold my hand, you can look in my eyes, but you're just a tourist in all my disguises. I'm a kingdom of one on a desolate shore, just alone in my heart, and I'm closing the door. but the colors are turning to copper and rust. I perfected the art of the I'm doing fine, while I'm drawing a circle and crossing the line. It's a strange kind of hollow, a heavyweight thin, to be lost in the world but stuck deep in my skin. Is there a map for the places I hide? A key to the locks that I fasten inside. I'm a ghost in the hallway, a glitch in the light, just a shadow that's looking for home in the night. It's so loud out there, but it's quiet in here. I'm the only one dancing with all of my fear. You can hold my hand, you can look in my eyes, but you're just a tourist in all my disguises. I'm a kingdom of one on a desolate shore, just alone in my heart, and I'm closing the No one hears the echo, no one feels the drop. I'm the captain of a sinking silent crowd, alone in my heart, just me in the dark. The clock is ticking backwards in this empty hall. I'm chasing every shadow, leaning on the wall. You left a heavy silence where your laughter used to be. Now I'm drowning in a memory that won't let go of me. I try to blink it over, try to clear the haze, but I'm lost inside the wreckage of our better days. There's no dam for the damage, no place left to hide when the ocean of goodbye is rising up inside. Now it's this endless broken tears falling through the rhythm of the wasted years. Every drop is a secret that I couldn't keep, a promise that we buried just a little too deep. I'm washing out the color, I'm fading into gray, watching every piece of us just drift away in these endless broken tears. I found your old sweater in the bottom of a box. It's funny how the heart breaks when the front door locks. The scent of you is fading like a ghost in the wind. Where do I start over? Where did we begin? I'm reaching for a hand that isn't there to hold, in a story that was perfect till the truth got cold. They say the salt will heal the sting, but I don't feel a single thing except the weight of the rain in my chest. I'm just a heart that can't find any rest. is moving way too slow in this broken place. Static in the hallway, silence in the room. I'm a pretty little sculpture, waiting for your gloom. You pose me in the corner, you dress me in the lights, but there's a ghost behind the painted blue inside my eyes. I've been holding my breath just to keep the peace, while you're pulling the strings, praying I won't leave. But the porcelain is cracking, can't you see the lines? I'm waking up from all the perfect designs. I'm not your doll, I'm not a toy you get to break. I'm more than just a space that you decided to take. You can wind me up and watch me dance for you. The heart inside this plastic chest is beating black and blue. Cut the wires, watch me fall. I was never yours at all. No, you're done. You liked it when I didn't speak. You loved the way I'd stare, like I was just a ghost of someone who was never there. You left me on the shelf when you found a newer game, but you can't erase the soul just by changing up the frame. I'm picking up the pieces you scattered on the floor. I don't fit in the box you built for me anymore. Go on, try to fix me, try to glue the cracks, but you can't bring the girl you stifle back. I'm heavy, I'm messy, I'm human, I'm real. For the first time in forever, I can actually feel. I'm not your doll, I'm not a toy you get to break. I'm more than just the space that you decided to take. You can wind me up and watch me dance for you. The heart inside this plastic chest is beating black and blue. Cut the wires, watch me fall. I was never yours at all. No more painted smiles, no more glass-eyed trials, just the sound of the door. I'm not your doll Staring at the calendar, the pages turning white, tracing all the almost in the middle of the night. We had a million minutes, thought we spent them all on gold, but half of them were hollow and the other half grew cold. I kept waiting for the someday that was always down the road. Now I'm standing at the dead end with a heavy empty load. You can't bargain with the hours, you can't buy back a day. Once the spark has left the fire, all you're left with is the grace, the love and the lost time. The coffee's getting bitter in the cup we used to share. I'm talking to the shadows like I'll find you standing there. We spent years just building fences when we should have built a bridge. Now I'm looking for our future off a jagged mountain ridge. It's not the way it ended that keeps me wide awake. It's the decades that we borrowed just to watch them finally break it. If I could turn the hourglass, if I could stop the sand, I'd hold you for a second without a single thing planned. No, later, no, tomorrow. No, we'll do that when we're old. Just a love that didn't let the ticking clock take hold. It's the love and the lost time, tangled in a vine. I'm trying to remember when your heart was really mine. We were rich in promises, but poor in every breath. Watching beautiful beginnings meet a slow and quiet death. I don't regret the feeling, I just regret the weight of loving you too deeply, just a little bit too late. Lost time, it's the one thing I can't find between the love and the goodbye. The clock just ran us dry. 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 I'm reading through the chapters of a book we never wrote, tucking away the letters of a ghost didn't know. We held a match but never dared to strike the light. Two ships just passing in the static of the night. I knew your favorite coffee and the way you hide your grin, but we never opened up the door to let the us begin. We were a spark that never caught a sky that never rained, a beautiful masterpiece that stayed inside the frame. How do I heal from a love without a start? How do I fix all those spaces in my heart? We were a maybe that never turned to yes, just a million secrets that I never did confess. No messy breakup, no clothes on the lawn, just the shadow of a feeling before the light was gone. It's the hardest kind of break, a love without a star. I see you in the hallway and I look the other way, choking on 1,000 things I'm terrified to say. We've got a history made of silence and of ifs, standing on the edges of 1,000 different cliffs. I'm mourning a memory that technically isn't real, trying to unfeel everything I wasn't supposed to feel. At least if we had crashed, I'd have the wreckage to show. At least if we had burned, I'd have a reason to let go. But we're just, it could have been frozen in the air, a heavy kind of nothing that's impossible to bear. How do I heal from a Still holding the pen. The first one fell at midnight when you walked out the door. It hit the hardwood quiet, but it shook me to the core. The second was for the kitchen, where we danced at 2 a.m. Now the music's just a shadow of a him and of a them. The third one was a heavy one, it tasted like the truth, but I've spent my best intentions on a ghost of wasted youth. I'm counting down the wreckage in the palm of my hand, trying to make a shoreline out of sinking sand. 7 tears I cried, one for every lie, one for every always that was born to die. One for the silence, one for the pain, one for the way you whispered my name. By the time the 7th hit the floor tonight, I finally saw the sun without your light. 7 tears I cried, and now I'm dry. The 4th was for the secrets that I never should have kept. The 5th was for the lonely side of the bed where I slept. The 6th one was the hardest, it was for the girl I lost, the one who loved you blindly, never looking at the cause. But there's a rhythm in the falling, a mercy in the rain, like I'm washing out the poison from every single vein. They say it takes a river just to reach the open sea. Well, I built my own ocean just to set my spirit free. I'm not drowning anymore, I'm just learning how to float, and I'm burning every word that you ever wrote. 7 tears I cried, one for every lie, one for every always that was born to die. One for the silence, one for the pain, one for the way you whispered my name. By the time the 7th hit the floor tonight, I finally saw the sun without your light. 7 tears I cried, and now I'm tired. 1, 2, 3, I'm finding me. 4, 5, 6, no more tricks, and the 7th was the last. I'm leaving you in the past. 7 tears, that's all you get. 7 tears. I'm looking at the mirror, but the glass feels cold, like a story that's been told, and it's getting way too old. I used to have a glimmer, a light behind the blue, but it flickered out the moment that I lost the grip on you. Now I'm moving like a mannequin through every crowded street, with a hollow kind of rhythm in the shuffling of my feet. find the girl I was before I was yours. There's a smile gone away, and I don't wait when I'm living in the wreckage of time that we misspent. It's not a sudden crashing, it's a slow and steady fade, like a photo left out in the sun, beginning to degrade. You can tell me that I'm beautiful, you can say I'm doing fine, but there's a signature of sadness in every single line of this smile gone away. I've mastered the performance, I've got the timing down, the way I tilt my head so you don't see me start to drown. But the muscles in my face are getting tired of the lie, of pretending there's a morning in a midnight kind of sky. I see it in the candid shots, the ones I didn't pose, a ghost of something happy that everyone else knows. Didn't leave in a hurricane, it didn't leave with a shout. It was just a little candle that the wind finally blew out. And I'm reaching through the darkness, I'm fumbling for the spark, but it's hard to find the exit when you're branded by the mark. Cause a smile gone away, and I don't know where it went. I'm living in the wreckage of the time that we misspent. It's not a sudden crashing, it's a slow and steady fade, like a photo left out in the sun, beginning to degrade. You can tell me that I'm beautiful, you can say I'm doing fine, but there's a signature of sadness in every single line of this smile gone coming back for it one day, but for now it's just gone gray on gray. Smile gone away. I start looking at the rise and stop searching in the crowd. I hushed the lonely voices that were screaming way too loud. I thought the seat beside me was destined to be bare, a permanent reminder of the love that wasn't there. But you walked in like morning through a window left ajar, and suddenly I realized I don't have to reach so far. No more guessing games, no more reading through the lines. I finally found the rhythm in the way our stars align. You're the perfect one for my heart, the peace I couldn't find, the only kind of quiet that can settle in my mind. Yeah. You don't try to fix me, you just hold me in the dark. You're the steady glowing ember, not a fleeting little spark. After all the broken roads and the doors I had to shut, you're the only one who knew exactly what was right. The perfect one for my heart. It's in the way you listen to the things I never say, the way you make the heavy world just seem to drift away. I used to think that magic was for people in the movies, but the way you look at me is the only thing that moves me. You're not a hero in a cape or a ghost from out of town. You're just a soul that caught me when And the way was just a door that led me to the person I've been waiting for. You're the perfect one for my heart, the peace I couldn't find, the only kind of quiet that can settle in my mind. Yeah. You don't try to fix me, you just hold me in the dark. You're the steady glowing ember, not a fleeting little spark. After all the broken roads and the doors I had to shut, you're the only one who knew exactly what was right. The perfect one for my the love songs were always about, the perfect one for my heart, for my heart. It's a version of me I forgot how to lose. No lines on my face, no weight on my chest. Before the world put my heartbeat to the test, we were running on fumes in a half-written dream. Back when life was a river, not a race upstream. Now the mirror is a stranger I don't recognize. frost is blooming on the inside of the glass, and the white of my breath is the only sign of light. I'm watching the ghost of the wintertime pass with a heart that's been cut by a dull wooden knife. I reach for your shoulder in the middle of the night, but the sheets were as stiff as a sheet of thin ice. I'm living in a world that's been drained of its light, and I'm paying the highest of loneliness prices. The blood in my veins is a slow-moving sludge, and the grudge in my chest is the only thing warm. I'm a mountain of stone that refuses to budge in the middle of a midwinter storm. Because it's cold hands, cold heart, and a hollowed out soul. I finally lost every bit of control. The embers are gray and the fire is dead, and I'm living on the words that you never quite said. I'm a statue of salt, I'm a pillar of smoke, I'm the punchline of a very cruel joke. Just a winter-locked man falling apart with cold, cold hands and a cold, cold heart. It used to be the summer in my January bones, the mercury rising in a world made of blue. Now I'm just a collection of shattering stones in a canyon of echoes that used to be you. The numbness is a mercy, so I've been told. It's a shield from the heat and a shield from the pain. But I'm just a man who is dying of cold while I'm standing right here in the freezing rain. Strike a match on the memories, let the past burn, but the wood is too wet and the tide wouldn't turn. So I'll wrap myself up in this blanket of slate and learn how to love what I've learned how to hate. Ice in the sink, a thing that we said, just a 0 degree of a life on my own. Hard as a diamond, cold as a stone. Edges of my name are starting to fray, like a photograph left in the glare of the sun. I'm watching the world turn 1,000 shades of grey while I'm coming undone. Yeah, I'm coming undone. The map in my head is a blur of the coast, where the land meets the water and the water meets sky. I'm becoming the thing that I feared the most, just to remember when, and a long lost why. Forgetting the way that a heartbeat empty of knowing that you aren't there. And I'm not here either. We're both just a mist in a world that we're starting to no longer exist. Wash it away, let the tide take deep blue, dark blue. The streetlights are humming their low, steady tune, and the shadows are stretching across the hardwood. I'm sitting in the middle of a quiet afternoon, trying to feel the way that a forever should. The air is still heavy with the things that we said, like a perfume that lingers when the bottle is dry. I'm tracing the hollow of your side of the bed, where the hello is starting to look like goodbye. It's the light that remains when the fire goes out, the flicker of faith in the middle of doubt. A beautiful ghost that I'm trying to keep before the whole world falls into its sleep. And I'm just living for the love in the afterglow, the warmth of a sun that has already set, holding on to the version of you that I know before you became someone I haven't met yet. It's a radiance that occurs when the sky is all gray, the ghost of the golden before it turns blue. I'm just a shadow that's trying to stay in the love and the afterglow of you. You're a sunset that's bleeding into the night, and I'm just a color you left on the wall. I'm searching for us in the ultraviolet light, in the echoes of laughter that bounce through the hall. Maybe the ending is just a transition, a fading of embers that refuse to go dark. I'm standing right here in a state of attrition, protecting the smoke of a dying out spark. They say that the dawn is a new kind of beginning, but I'd rather be stuck in this beautiful land where the record is skipping and the world is still spinning into something that's more than just being a friend. In the The sun is gone, but the warmth is still here. till the darkness softly clears. Just let me stay a little longer. Got a pocket full, where do we go now? And a compass with a needle spinning round. I'm honoring the ghost of all our sacred vows, while I'm staring at a map I haven't found. The engine's running but the wheels are in the dirt. We're burning fuel just to stay in the same place. I'm trying to find the border of the hurt, and a way to look at something besides your face. We're driving through the fog with the headlights off, searching for a sign that we're still enough. But the road signs are blank and the sky is a wall. We're just waiting for the gravity to take us all. It's a love without direction, a heart without a home. We're wandering the desert, but we're wandering alone. There's no X on the map, no North Star in the sky, just a million miles of hello and a billion miles of why. We're drifting like a bottle on a gray and nameless sea, between the who we were and who we're never gonna be. Lost in the intersection of love without direction. To the static on the radio and the dashboard dust, there's nothing left for either one of us to say that wouldn't break the tiny little bit of trust. Are we moving forward or just circling the wreck? Are we looking for a harbor or a place to drown? Heavy shadow hanging around my neck, like a compass that is always pointing down. Maybe the point is that there is no destination. Maybe we're just fuel for the fire of frustration. I'd follow you to hell if I knew it was a place. Just floating in the vacuum of a hollow space. Nowhere to go, but we're going there fast. Nowhere to hide from the ghost of the past. Left or right, it's all the same. I'm just losing the game. I'm just losing the game. Just drifting. walls of the room, searching for the remnants of a Friday night before the silence turned into a tomb. The doctors say the eyes are just too light, but mine are fixed on where you used to stand. I'm terrified that if I fix my sight, I'll finally have to let go of your hand. They tell me that the morning is a gift, that I should open up the blinds and let it in. But every ray of gold just starts to drift across the empty space where you have been. And I'm still holding shadows, hugging the dark, trying to protect the dying little spark. The world is getting brighter, the colors are back, but I'm still dressed in purple and black. I'm afraid if I step out into the sun, I'll have to admit that the us is all done. So I'm staying right here where the memory glows, still holding shadows that nobody knows. I saw your silhouette against the kitchen wall, just a trick of light in a hanging coat. But for a second I felt 10 feet tall, with the welcome home rising in my throat. Then the clouds moved on and the shape was gone, and I was standing in the glare of the day. I'd rather live a life where it's never dawn, if the darkness is the only way you'll stay. Let the neighbors talk, let the curtains stay drawn. I'm not ready for the moving on. There's a comfort in the shade, a safety in the gray, where the ghost of your touch doesn't wither away. Don't turn on the light, don't make me forget. Still holding on to the shape of you in the corner, to the shadow of us in the hall. Still holding, still holding. I'm sitting on the edge of the mattress we shared, tracing the place where your shoulder once rested. The room is a cavern, completely unaired, and my heart is a bird that's been poorly re-nested. The heater is humming, but the air is like stone. I'm wrapped in a sweater you left on the chair. I'm trying to remember not being alone in the middle of all this October chill air. It's the phantom of heat, it's the ghost of a glow. It's the way that the light hits the window just so. I'm clinging to fragments, I'm clinging to dust, trying to rekindle a flicker of trust. But I'm living on the memory of the last warm touch, the way that you held me. I didn't ask for much before the December, before the great freeze, before we were strangers just brought to our knees. I can still feel your fingers, a ghost on my skin, a map of the places where the us used to begin. But the fire is out and the wood is all ash, and I'm just the wreckage of a slow motion crash, holding on to The cold is the end, it's the way that the lover turns into the friend, and the friend turns to static, and the static turns to black, and there isn't a candle that can bring it all back. Just a second of grace before I forget the feel of your face. The last warm touch. The last warm touch. We were building a kingdom on a foundation of glass, watching the seasons and the centuries pass. We thought we were solid, we thought we were stone, but we were just two children, afraid and alone. The first crack was quiet, a whisper in the hall, a shadow that lengthened against the bedroom wall. Then the ground started shaking, the sky started to bleed, and I love you was no longer the only thing we need. It didn't happen all at once, it was a slow motion slide, a gradual losing of the light and the pride, until the rafters were screaming and the windows were blown, and we were standing in a house that we no longer own. And the world didn't end with a bang or a spark, it just slowly dissolved into the cold and the dark. I remember the sound of the sky turning gray when our hearts fell apart and the earth gave away. There was no one to save us, no hand we could reach, just the wreckage of us on a desolate beach, in the ruins of forever where the ghosts come to start. That's the sound that it makes when hearts fall apart. I'm digging through the rubble for a piece of the truth, for a fragment of us and a sliver of you, but the edges are jagged and the colors have run, and I'm blinded by the glare of a dying sun. We spent so much time trying to patch up the leaks that we didn't see them out. staring down into the deepest of rifts. Gravity is a liar. It said we'd stay down, but we're floating in pieces all over this town, disconnected and broken, drifting through space, searching for the lines of a familiar face. They stay apart. I was standing in the doorway with my heart in my mouth, while the wind was already blowing us south. I was looking for a reason, looking for a sign that you were still standing on the same side of the line. But your eyes were like windows with the shutters pulled tight, already moving toward a different kind of light. I was still fighting for a maybe and a can, while you were already sketching out a different plan. Don't tell me it was mutual, don't tell me it was time. Don't try to make a reason out of a cold-blooded crime. I was still reaching, I was still there, but you were already breathing a different air, because you turned away first. You let go of the road. You were the one who ran out of hope. I was still building while you were tearing it down. I was still swimming while you let me drown. It wasn't the distance or the years or the thirst. It was the simple cold fact that you turned away first. Yeah, you turned away first. Yeah, you turned away first. I'm tired of the story where we both just gave in, where the ending was a place where we both should have been. Because I would have stayed until the stars burned out. I would have walked through the fire and the doubt. But I looked at your shoulder and I looked at your back, and I saw the beginning of the long, lonely track. You were already miles from the us that we knew, while I was still trying to be me for you. It's the coward It's a blessing and a curse, but we both know the truth. You turned away first.
Dinner grew cold on the porcelain plates. We stopped fighting the winds and you closed all the gates. No more late night debates or the slamming of doors. Just two tired soldiers surrendering wars. We sat on the sofa, a chasm between the quietest standing that I've ever seen. It didn't end with a bang or shattering glass. We just let the final ember pass. No fixing to help me, no reaching for hands. Just two separate people with two separate plans. The way of the apathy was a mountain to climb. We ran out of care at the same time as time. The world didn't shake, it just started to die. And on the day that we simply stop trying. Stop trying. I watched you pack boxes with nothing to say. The I love yous had already withered away. No tears on your cheeks and no pain in your chest. Just a mutual silence that put us to rest. We were ghosts in a hallway we used to call home, building our futures entirely alone. We could have screamed, we could have fought, but we sold all the passion that we ever bought. The light in the window just flickered and died because neither was left with a reason to hide. Just a sigh, a click of the lock, the ticking of a dead-end clock. No more fire, no more crying, just the echo of us when we stop trying. The dinner grew cold on the porcelain plates. The argument ended with
the heavy door slam. Now I'm just staring at the ghost of who I am. The clock on the wall is the only thing speaking, while the floorboards under my feet are creaking. I'm waiting for a shout or a whisper or a plea, but there's nothing left but the weight of the empty. It wasn't a screaming that broke my heart, it was the quiet that tore us apart. No more I love you, no more I'm sorry, just the end of a long bitter story. The air grew cold and the words ran dry. We didn't even say a proper goodbye. I lost my world in the soundless clover when the lights went out and the silence took over. I'm making 2 cups of coffee by mistake, a habit that my heart isn't ready to break. The TV is humming just to fill up the space, but it can't hide the absence of your face. We used to stay up just to talk through the night. Now I'm suffocating in the stillness without a fight. The quiet is a person sitting in your chair. The quiet is a shadow following me everywhere. It's louder than the thunder, it's sharper than a knife. The sound of you leaving the rest of my life. Can you hear it? The sound of nothing at all, just the dust hitting the floor. When the silence took over, I know I'm alone. Now I'm alone in you. Summer stands up, but the air's still like ice. I'm paying for love at a heartbreaker's price. The space on the mattress is a vast frozen sea, where the ghost of your warmth used to comfort me. I'm wearing your hoodie just to feel some heat, but I'm shivering alone under a thin cotton sheet. Oh, these cold nights without you, they never seem to end. The dark is a stranger that I can make a friend. The frost on the window outside, but it's just the wind taking me for a ride. The silence is freezing the blood in my veins, while I'm tied to the bedpost with invisible chains. The kettle is whistling a melancholy tune to a kitchen that's empty in the middle of June. Summer felt eternal when you were around. Now the mercury's dropping straight into the ground. I'd trade every memory just for a spark to keep me from fading away in the dark.
So cold, I can't see my own breath. Like a last little piece of us floating away. Just another night, another cold, cold night without you.
You didn't even hesitate or blame. Left me standing right there on the brink. The coffee was steaming, the morning was new. Then you dropped the anchor and split us in two. I was looking for reasons, searching your eyes, but all I found were cold, hard goodbyes. You said it's over, and the world just stopped. The bottom fell out, and the curtain dropped. 4 little words like a final heartbeat, leaving me stranded on a dead-end street. No room for maybe, no, let's try again. Just a sharp, jagged edge where we reach the end. My pulse went quiet, my heart turned to clover the second you whispered, baby, it's over. Baby, it's over. I watch your taillights fade into the rain. A slow motion movie of pure sudden pain. You took the future and packed it in crates. Left me with the keys and a house full of fates. The echoes are mocking the plans that we made. Now I'm just a memory beginning to fade. Yeah, you said it's so simple, you said it's so fast, like 5 years of always wasn't built to last. The air left my lungs, the floor turned to glass, watching the ghost of our happiness pass. Oh, Silence is the only thing you left behind. Yeah, you said it's over.